Coming up, a big old Bison, a Chinese-made Strider, and my most carried self-defense fixed blade knives of summer 2025. I'm Bob DeMarco. This is the Knife Junkie podcast.
Welcome to the Knife Junkie podcast, your weekly dose of knife news and information about knives and knife collecting. Here's your host, Bob the Knife Junkie DeMarco.
Welcome back to the show. One of my favorite comments from this past week was from frequent Thursday Night Knives contributor Ira Hayes. He says, I'm looking forward to that new TKell Agent1. I told TKell their Sunday morning things are too early and I wasn't going to continue their membership until the 001s come out. And then he puts a winky face, meaning no one can give up TKell knives, but he's really looking forward to the 001. And I am too. The new run of these is absolutely beautiful, even better machining than the first run. So we're all looking forward to that. And when they start dropping, when they're almost ready, you will see a big push here as well as from TKell. Second comment was from Leschel, who says, you've really made me appreciate the Bowie knife and its connection to our history. Thanks, Bob. And, you know, that put wind to my sails. That warmed the cockles of my heart. I love the Bowie knife, and I love spreading the good news of the Bowie knife. So I'm glad, Leschel, I'm glad you're getting something out of it. And I'm glad you're all getting something out of this. So thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting and leaving a like. It's greatly appreciated. All right. That said, let's get to a pocket check.
What's in his pocket? Let's find out. Here's the Knife Junkie with his pocket check of knives.
In my front right pocket today, I had this super awesome, as always, Microtech Stitch. This one with the ram lock and with the aluminum handle. They come in aluminum or machined G10. They're the same size, different weight, but I really, really love the aluminum. I mentioned the ram lock. The reason I say that is because these also come in an automatic version, which I don't have. But this ram lock is an exceptional sort of ambidextrous bar lock style knife, at least in how it works. But instead of a bar going across, it's a full block there. And instead of an omega spring, it's got a, in this case, rather dusty coil spring that holds the lock forward. This beautiful M390 blade used to my eye, have too much of a choil and have a weird handle to blade ratio. But then when I got one in hand, just to check out from a generous viewer, I decided I have to have one myself. I really like the way it works, meaning I love the way it feels in hand and how it cuts and how that blade is angled to the handle. It's just a super useful knife. And what I hear from the non-knife people in my life, it's also incredibly menacing looking, but to me, it looks very utilitarian. Very beautiful design by Sebastian Borka. And then here, Berenji, I'm sorry, Borka Blades is his label. And then, of course, this one has those beautiful serrations that I love from Microtech. It's got some schmutz on it. I use this one quite a bit because it's so darn useful. Love the feel, again, of that aluminum handle. Just like the amphibian, you can also get the amphibian in the machined G10 or the machined aluminum. So I like that they give you the option. Second in my pocket was the Jackwolf Knives Steel Series K9 Jack, a reworking of the 8th release from Jackwolf Knives from their premium line with titanium and at the time M390 blade steel. This is a beautiful, beautiful rendering of that. So the Steel Series is Jackwolf Knives midline line of knives. They now have the premium that we've known for years now with the titanium slip joints and bolster flippers, bolster locks with the premium materials. Recently, we saw the gateways in the Gateway Barlow, which is entry level at the $70 mark. And then the Steel Series comes with a 154 cm blade, and steel bolsters and liners, but all of the same beautiful fit and finish and construction as the premium. So the materials are just slightly less than the premium. You know me, I'm a big fan of 154 cm. So this knife has been a very, very welcome addition to my collection. Super thin, full height, hollow grind on this. And yep, your eyes do not deceive you. The first jigged bone in the Jackwolf knives lineup. They released one other bone model in the white bone Big Bro Barlow, and but this is the first time with the jigging. They got the texture perfectly. It's got great gription here, but also I find the dye job, this yellow dye job on the bone, to be beautiful. These shiny bolsters are nice, but they are fingerprint magnets. So if you get your knickers in the twist over that, carry one of these with you and just keep it wiped down. Next, my fixed blade on me today was the Agent 001, Speak of the Devil, by TKell Knives. This one with the woodland burl style G10 gets rarely carried. It's kind of a pristine blade. I usually have my purple handled one on me, but today I felt like I've been switching up the sheaths. I felt like having the horizontal Scout on me, so I just popped this in my on my belt and had it under my polo shirt. And yep, love this knife. It needs very little in terms of description. You've seen this one so many times before, but I gotta say, like I mentioned before, the new ones coming out, they look so good, and the profile is so crisp. You get a little bit more of that clip on the top instead of a drop, and that was the original intention, for it to look a bit more like a Loveless style sub-hilt fighter. So you get a little slight bit more of that in the blade. All in all, the new one's coming out. I'm so excited for the upgraded machining. And then on me, in my bag for emotional support, frequent guest is the Razorback by Dirk Pinkerton Knives. This one, excuse me, this one influenced by both the Kanjar and other knives from the Middle East, but also the Hell's Bells Bowie by Bill Bagwell. In its long, slender blade, definitely a fighter, definitely double-edged, and big fan of this knife with that sort of coffin-shaped handle. That was another aspect of the Hell's Bells that goes into this. You can see how much I've carried this in how nicely patinaed that micarta is. If you're not a subscriber to the Knife Junkie channel, you're going to want to be, because when we hit 50,000 subscribers, Dirk Pinkerton is going to make a handmade custom knife, which I love his designs made by big companies, but I am a huge fan and collector of his handmade knives. They're impeccable, beautiful, and take a lot of cues from historical and ethnographic weapons. So we are going to be giving away a handmade custom Dirk Pinkerton when we reach 50,000 subscribers. We'll be giving that away on Thursday Night Knives, and that will be open to all comers. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. How do you like that little plug? Also, if you want to help support the show, you can do that on Patreon. I'll tell you how to do that in a minute, but let's wrap this up. My pocket check today was my ESK was the Pinkerton Razorback, a beautiful knife. One like it could be yours in the near future. I had the TKell Knives Agent 001, my collaboration knife and design that started the whole Agent series with TKell Knives. Floating around my right pocket in a leather slip, I had the K9 Jack from the Steel series of Jackwolf knives. Great walk and talk, by the way. And then in my front right, playing first fiddle, I had the Microtech Stitch. What did you have on you? Let me know. Drop it in the comments below. And I always love checking in with you guys, finding out what you're carrying. All right, become a gentleman junkie, and every third Thursday of the month, we give away a special knife to one lucky gentleman junkie winner. Uh, Quickest way to do that is go to the knifejunkie.com/Patreon, see what we have to offer there. You can also scan the QR code that Jim frequently pops up on screen. Well, see, speak of the devil again. And maybe we shouldn't mention his name too many times here. And when you join up for a whole year at once, you get 12% off, which is quite a deal, gotta say. So just go to the knifejunkie.com/Patreon. Again, that's the knifejunkie.com/Patreon.
The Shockwave Tactical Torch is your ultimate self-defense companion, featuring a powerful LED bulb that lasts 100,000 hours, a super sharp crenulated bezel, and a built-in stun gun delivering 4.5 million volts. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose the Shockwave Tactical Torch. TheKnifeJunkie.com/Shockwave.
You're listening to the Knife Junkie podcast. And now here's the Knife Junkie with the Knife Life News.
First up on Knife Life News comes from the budget line of Bestech. Bestech, one of the greatest Chinese manufacturers and OEMs. Well, they have Bestechman, which is their budget line. This one's from the great and powerful and one of my favorite designers from Poland, Ostap. It's called the Bestman Flick. It's a 3.48 D2, 3.48 inch D2 drop point. Very slender, beautiful blade, I got to say. I like this drop point. It's a pretty graceful design. It's got that triangular flipper, which we're kind of used to seeing, sort of a signature design flourish from Ostap. And this one is a liner lock with G10 scales. It comes in 8 colors. I love this. I'm partial, just as we're looking at to that teal, though I probably wouldn't get the teal. I don't know if I could live with it, but I like looking at it, as well as the purple. To me, my favorite is the black blade with the maroon handle. But in any case, comes with a bunch of different scale options here and blade options. Both, black coated and satin. There's a nice purple version. You can see it's got the proprietary pivot with the T, the Bestman T on it. This is 2.87 ounces, so nice and light, reversible loop over pocket clip, and this little beauty is available now. Next up, this is a cool one, and it reminds me a little bit of a Tops knife. This is from Fox Knives out of Maniago, Italy. This is called the Odax. The Odax is a 4.72 inch drop point with a partially serrated swedge. Again, warming my heart. I love anything that has a sharpened backside. This one has that serrated portion. So good for utility, also good for, self-defense-y, tactical fighting purposes, I guess. This knife is in a blade steel called Becut. Yes, that's right. Becut. Becut, kind of like bespoke, but it's Becut. And it comes from a German steel supplier called Bestar, Bestar. Fox Knives says they keep this steel at a lower hardness, HRC 56 to 58, to keep it resistant to chipping. So it will not hold its edge as well as, or as long as, say, a powder metallurgy steel that we've come to know and love. But it will be much tougher and more robust for your outdoor chores with that lower non-chipping 56 to 58 HRC. OD green micarta scales with a sort of Anzo pattern scooped out of it. The pommel has a driver, like a screwdriver, a pry bar, and a lanyard hole run through it. The whole thing is bronze PVD coated, and so it will resist corrosion, and it comes with a Kydex sheath. This one is available soon, and we are recording this in late July 2025, so I'm expecting this one out in August. It is cool looking, is it not? I really like that thumb ramp. A handsome looking knife. Next up, this one is super cool, and I feel like I've seen this in its custom form by Dr. Vigin, or Grant Chambers, his real name. This is the Wii Knife Co. Orc Boss. Orc Boss, just like the kind of folder an orc would carry as he ransacks Middle-earth. This one is another beautiful Wii knife, 3.8 inches of S-curved Hawk build, 20 CV, CPM 20 CV steel. But the real star of this show to me is the multi-beveled grind. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got like 6 bevels in it, bevels and chamfers and surfaces. It's just a beautiful blade. And that S curve, so it's not a regular hawk bill with a simple concave surface. This has that sort of S curve that we've seen on other knives like the Civilian or the Black Talon, albeit not as extreme, but a really, really beautiful knife. Now, hawkbill knives have been used a lot in maritime chores, but also are used a lot on land for various utility purposes. Oftentimes for gardening. We see mushroom knives that have that sort of shape, and other such gardening purposes. This to me does not look like a gardener. This looks like a hardcore utility knife / tactical knife. Very, very complex grind there. The shape of the liner lock handle sort of echoes the shape of the blade with its various scoops and swales. But overall, it's an arced handle. It's got very large, like almost Barlow-ish bolsters, taking up about a third of the handle scales, or third of the handle size. Those scales are exotic carbon fibers. They come in 3 different varieties of carbon fiber and treatments of the bolsters. Very, very beautiful. This is a heavy girl at 8.24 ounces. And it's available soon in August 2025. Man, Wii Knife just keeps coming out with these really, really cool designs. I always like to say that Civivi is where they really do a lot of experimentation, but I'm starting to see that that's not exactly true. They do a lot of exotic blade treatments, material treatments, and designs in their top tier Wii design knives. So really, really beautiful stuff. Okay, and lastly, in our Knife Life news, we have the Kaiser Ara. That's A-R-A, if you're just listening. This is a collaboration between 2 great designers, Paul Munko, who we talk about a lot here, and Jonathan Stiles. So this is a kind of an EDC, an exotic EDC, if you will, 3.09 inches of S45 VN mostly. And there's a little asterisk there I'll tell you about in a second. It's got a harpoon drop point with a nice swale on the back, a triangular cutout for opening. I'm thinking mostly middle finger flick to me personally, or perhaps thumb flick, but it doesn't look like a good slow roller due to the finger guard there. It also comes in a CPM crew wear model with a black coated blade. Titanium liner lock handles, very neutral and beautiful, but those inlays that you see there cover almost the whole surface. I love large inlays like that. Both sides of the blade, especially easy to do considering it's a liner lock, and they come with super fancy carbon fibers. You can see gold flake, Brittany blue, snowflake, titanium. And then on the CPM crew wear version, it's a Timascus inlay, beautiful deep purple Timascus inlay. These are available now. Very, very classy sort of EDC knife. And I love it when 2 designers come together on a project with a great maker like Kaiser. So check out the Kaiser Ara. All right, still to come on the Knife Junkie podcast, we're going to talk about the state of the collection, look at 3 new knives, and then we're going to get to the most carried self-defense fixed blade knives. But I want to remind you to join us every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on YouTube, where we have Thursday Night Knives. It's so much fun. It's 2 hours of conversation and looking at knives. We have a really good crew who shows up every week, and we have new people coming every week discovering the show. I hear so many great things about this show. I think it's one of our greatest attributes here. People, or one of our greatest offerings here. People really love the show. So join us. Also, not for nothing, we do give away a knife pretty much every week. And then every 3rd Thursday, a very special knife. with our Patreon Gentleman Junkie knife giveaway. How do we give away so many knives? I'm not trying to buy your love, but if that happens, I'm not gonna turn it down. But we have generous viewers like OG Blade Reviews Dave, who sends me boxes of knives to give away to you. And and also Northern Knives up in Anchorage has donated a number of items that we've given away here. So great crew, great conversation, a chance to win knives. Thursday Night Knives, our live stream here at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is just a blast. What can I say? And it's the official start of the weekend. So join us every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, coming up, the state of the collection.
Want to sell your custom knives online? With LaunchCart, you can easily create your own e-commerce store. No coding required. LaunchCart is designed for knife makers like you, with built-in tools to showcase your craftsmanship, manage orders, and grow your brand. It's fast, flexible, and even includes low-cost payment processing to help you keep more of your profits. Start your online knife store today at theknifejunkie.com/launch and turn your passion into a business.
And now that we're caught up with Knife Life news, let's hear more of the Knife Junkie podcast.
Okay, so before I get into showing you these awesome 3 new really great knives in the state of the collection, I want to tell you and remind you about Knife Notes. I was talking about Patreon before and I forgot to mention, but this is so cool that I have to show it off. This is something Jim started recently, and it's a regular release. He's been going hog wild, actually, releasing things. But I want to show you this, one of my favorite, most recent ones. He's done something most recently on Thiers, France, the capital of French knives. He's done something on the peach galette, including a recipe, the Higo no Kami. But this one right here, the M3 trench knife, one of my favorite historical knives. This is what you stand. This is one of the things you stand to gain from Patreon. Knife Notes. Check this out. Just a whole article on the M3 trench knife, its history during World War II, the different makers that produced it, the anatomy of it, how to take care of it. It even goes into collector values and gives you an idea of what you've got. I have something similar, but I don't have an M3 trench knife. I plan to remedy that sometime in the near future. But check this out. It's a really exciting thing. It's sort of a companion piece to what we used to do here at the very beginning of the podcast when we did the first tool, and we would dig into a little history. Well, Jim has picked up the mantle and has this as a regular installment on Patreon. So do check it out and look at that beautiful knife. Isn't that cool? I love that thing. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Check that one out. All right. So first one I want to show you is this big beauty. I talked about it when it first came out, dragged my feet a bit, and then thought better of it and just purchased this. This is the Kansept Bison, a big, beautiful 4 1/4 inch Bowie blade here in this gorgeous, somewhat neutral handled titanium frame lock. This one is designed by Ray Laconico, and it's an unusual design for Mr. Laconico, who's known for his super clean sort of drop points and smaller sort of EDC style knives. This one is different, but the same. Different in that it doesn't look like most of his knives, but the same in that it's absolutely beautiful, graceful, and just perfectly done. Kaiser, of course, I'm sorry, Kansept, of course, did an incredible job manufacturing this thing. I love the textured handle scales on this. That knurling in that faux inlay is just beautiful. This one comes in 6 different color, no, I'm sorry, I take that back. 8 different color combinations. The dual anodized handles, they have some that have dual anodized handles where the inlay is a different color. I really wanted to get one of those. I was kind of vacillating back and forth, but this knurling texture, which only appears on the singular colored handle, so I had to get it because I wanted the texture more than I wanted the extra color. But this comes in purple. It comes in sort of white and gray. It comes in some kind of an all silver. and comes in a number of different flavors. Definitely check it out. You even have the knurling on that pocket clip, which not only looks cool, but makes it easy to pull out of the handle. Thumb stud only, so you get great bearing action with the thumb stud, which I love. I'm a sucker for thumb stud only. I do like flippers, especially since I jacked up my thumb over a year ago now. You've been hearing me complain about it. But so the flipper might be easier for me now, but I love thumb stud action. The guard. I really like the guard on this. You've got a thumb and a forefinger guard because this thing is big and it might be self-defensy. And if you are using it in that use case, you have a way to stop your hand from sliding up onto that blade. So just a beautiful, beautiful blade and incredibly keen, incredibly sharp. Love that long swedge. This almost looks like a Spanish clip point to me. All right, that is the Kansept Bison. Next up, this one I couldn't believe. I don't know how I missed this because I was even at their table at Blade Show and somehow did not see this. But I mentioned up front, I said, a Chinese-made Strider. Well, here it is. And no, it's not a Strider. It's a North Mountain Knives knife. And this one is designed by Dwyer, who was one half of Strider Knives. And you can definitely see the family resemblance here. Beautiful Tonto blade in a blade steel they call SLD Magic. You can see that hamon, that's not fake. If you look at the spine, you can see it's a Sanmai or Sanmei, I think is how it's actually pronounced in Japanese, style blade. So you see a very hard tool steel in the middle, jacketed by a more mild stainless. This is a semi-stainless steel, this SLD Magic. Honestly, I haven't really used this yet. It just came in, and it comes in this cool box, and it comes with some nice swag to include extra hardware. It comes with an extra pivot, bunch of extra screws. I guess they don't want to deal with you if you mess it up, so they just send it to you right away, which I do appreciate. Really, really nice bearing action, similar to a Strider. I love that. You can. I said bearing. I mean washer. You can see those thick bronze washers right in there. I love that glassy feel. This is, I am taken in like everyone else with the super ultra smoothness and the drop shutty action of bearings, but I will take washers every time. I'm a real. I love this knife. I'm enamored with it. This knife and the Bison were the first two folders since Blade Show that kind of got me off my duff and into folders again, since I've been so strong into fixed blade knives over the past year or so. This one I just had to get, so I did. I've been saving my shekels, and I'm glad I have. You see Dwane Dwyer there, and SLD Magic. This thing is a beauty. I'm a huge fan. All right. Lastly, in the state of the collection is not my knife. This is actually my younger daughter's knife. This was sent to us her. I'm sorry, sent to her by BPS Knives in Ukraine. Now I have three. Well, no. I'm sorry. I have two BPS knives, and one of them lives in my haversack for hiking. And then the other one I use a lot for fire starting in the fire pit. They are a great outdoors knife fixed blade company from Ukraine. It's a family business. They reached out to me and asked if I wanted to check one of these out. I said, well, I just so happen to have a daughter, a younger daughter, that this would be perfect for. And so we got it. And I have to do a close-up video of this, but we did an unboxing with my daughter. Let me show you the sheath first. They do incredible leather sheaths. This one has a belt loop and then a drop loop. So however you like to carry it. I think I would be more apt to carry it like this. But if you're getting in and out of your car or your tractor or whatever, it might be easier to have it on a drop loop so it sits on the seat next to you. This comes in with a green handle or a yellow handle, and the stitching on the sheath corresponds with the handle color. So here it is. This is the beautiful knife. This is just for kids, called the Junior Outdoor, and you can tell from that blunted tip the purpose of this. But it's a very sharp Scandi ground blade with just a slight secondary edge there to stop it from rolling or chipping. Really nice wood handle, very comfortable in hand. My adult-sized, medium adult-sized hands fit nicely on this. For my daughter, it fits her hand great. She's 10 years old. They even put her name on there, which I really appreciate. This is made of 1066 blade steel, and I've used my other BPS knives quite a bit. And 1066, you can see she put her grubby little finger there, and it's starting to tarnish a little bit, so I'm going to have to hit that with some with a little bit of polish to get rid of that. But 1066 is a high carbon steel. It's pretty tough, though I have had a little bit of chipping on one of my two knives. The MP5 has got a little chip in it. I was batoning it through some of that grocery store kiln dried wood, but still, it's a pretty tough steel. Keeps an edge for a good amount of time, and it's relatively easy to get that edge back on. So if you have little kiddies running around and you want to get them into knives, but you're not so excited about them having a point that they could, drop it on their foot or accidentally stab their leg or whatever, check out BPS Knives and this new Junior Outdoor. It is charming, it is beautiful, it is useful, and your child will probably love it, as does mine. She, by the way, keeps this stuffed next to her bed frame. She's got a number of knives there, as if she's going to use it if someone breaks in the house. Makes me proud. I love it. She's thinking of defense all the time. So this is the BPS Junior Outdoor. Check it out if you've got kids, or if you don't like points on your blade. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about my most carried self-defense fixed blades of summer 2025. But before we do, check out this latest offering from Jim. This one, I was telling him, reminds me of the cool t-shirts you used to get at the Boardwalk t-shirt shops. I don't know, maybe you still do, but I really love the look of this. This is the Edge Life. And the Edge Life and many other designs can be found at thenifejunkie.com/shop in our swag shack. I'm taking that from someone else, so I shouldn't say that. In our swag shop, go check it out. The Edge Life, you can get this on a tote, you can get it on a hat, you can get it on an apron. A lot of people have been getting them on aprons because we're in the summer season right now. People are doing a lot of grilling, and they want to show everyone where they stand on knives without having to always talk about it. You know what I mean? So go check it out, thenifejunkie.com/shop, and check out this new design, the Edge Life, and then the pages of other designs. They're compelling, they're fun, and they let others know that you're of the same mind. All right, most carried self-defense fixed blade knives of summer 2025. I'm going to have to start with the low-hanging fruit, and that is the 001, the Agent 001. I won't talk too long about this, but this is the one I carry more than the one I was showing you that I was carrying today. This is with that beautiful purple burl. I think they might call this midnight burl, and if they don't, they should, because that looks like a sky at night with the trees. It's so beautiful, so poetic. What do I love about this knife besides the fact that I mostly designed it? And, it was a true collaboration with Tim, who perfected my handle design and then managed to make the blade, which was not easy. He's a great, great knife maker, great machinist, and great designer. But this, I love the fact that you've got the glass breaker. That was a TKell addition there. And then you've got the thumb ramp for reverse grip, which is what this is really optimized for. Whether it's in my waistband in this 3 o'clock position like this, or hanging scout style up front, I always have it ready for reverse grip draw. And then if you need it for regular utility tasks, you turn it around and use it. But I like it to be drawn like that. And that's why I designed that hook in there, so you could just easily tug on it. I do love rings as well, and this was the size envelope, or what do you call it? Well, the size and the dimensions of this were based on a ringed knife that I love, and that's the TKell Knives Night Stalker. So the handle is just as long and the blade is just as long. So this one gets pretty constant carry, but I have a lot of different knives, so I have to share the love. Like with this next one, this beautiful Savage Creature Defense Masako-Hachi. This beauty, designed and built by Roger Pearson of Savage Creature Defense Tools. Man, I am so in love with this knife and all of his designs. All of his designs are beautiful, and they all give a tip of the hat to Japanese knife design and culture, with that impeccable, perfect Tsukamaki wrap, and then the Manuki underneath, that dragon Manuki, which gives it a little bit of girth, perfect for the palm. And by the way, this is all epoxied down, so that's not going to move around. Beautiful ray skin. This is an 80 CRV2 blade, fully double-edged and curved. You know, is it a TKell knife? Yes. Is it a Persian knife? Yes. It's got all the great qualities. Super refined and fine tip. So that's the one thing that makes me nervous. You know, every once in a while, I think when I pull this out, what if I drop this? I'd be so angry. I would rage if I dropped this, because that tip is pretty fine. I love what he does to the blade steel. I asked him to tell me what it was that he does to get that really cool sort of texture. It's not texture. It's a look, I guess, and it's proprietary, so he didn't let me know. But this one is nice and thin, nice and light, and makes for great summer carry. To me, it's got to be, like I said, light and thin, because usually, more often than not, I carry in the waistband in the summertime, unless I have a big, shirt over that will easily cover up what I'm carrying on the belt. I like it in the waistband, and that way it does have to be pretty thin, pretty light. And this one fits the bill. Super incredibly sharp. I highly recommend you check out Savage Creature Defense Tools. All of his designs are equally compelling. It was very hard choosing one, but since this is his OG, I think this was his first knife that really put him on the map, I had to get this one first. But there will be more to come in my collection. Also, great sheath. And I love those little red flourishes to match the red ray skin in the handle. Next up, a purchase from Blade Show. This one has been getting a lot of carry too. This is the Dirk Pinkerton Matador. This one had no name when I got it. I asked him if I could call it the Matador. It reminds me of a Spanish clip point. Reminds me a little bit of his Night Horse design. And yeah, it just reminds me of, it also reminds me of the dagger in my Espada y Daga set, which is a Filipino sword and knife set, but inspired by Spanish knives. So anyway, this one is very comfortable to carry. It's a 4.75 inch S30V blade, double-edged, as you can see there, with room for the thumb. No jimping required. Jimping is always welcome in my book, but you don't need it here because this handle is so ergonomic. It's somewhat neutral, but just fits the hand perfectly. Really nice, smooth synthetic material here. Kind of like G-Carta, but has a more polished feel, like polished G10. I'm not sure what it is, and Dirk is not sure what it is either. I asked him, and he wasn't sure. It looks like canvas, actually, when you look at it from the top. It's a canvas micarta, but some sort of G-Carta style material. But I really like this one. This one rides next to the skin very nicely. This feels good against the skin because it's so smooth and rounded, contoured here. Whereas, say, the Savage Creature, I like a t-shirt between that handle and my skin, just because of the peaks and valleys and the texture of the lace. But this one is one of the few that just goes very nicely right against the skin. So I've been carrying this one quite a bit this summer. Also nice and light and svelte in design. You know, it's a pretty slender design. Great in the reverse grip, which is how I have it oriented for tugging out of the waistband. Beautiful, beautiful knife. Again, let me remind you, 50,000 subscribers, Dirk Pinkerton is going to make a fixed blade custom knife. We haven't decided what knife. Could be this. It could be the Razorback I showed you, or it could be any number of other knives. Really nice sheath as usual from Dirk. Next up, one of the few, actually, is this the only one? No, it's one of two production knives in this list. But let me say something. If you're buying expensive folders, you can get custom fixed blade knives. They're not like buying custom folders, which tend to be much more expensive than custom fixed blades, just in general, you know. But this one here is the Perfrico, and this is probably the largest in this list here. Now, this is my perfected Perfrico, and what do I mean by that? Kyle Kunle, I had Kyle Kunle double edge this knife. This one comes in a single-edged, beautiful single-edged dagger. This is 14C28N, nicely crowned spine all the way around the handle here, or I should say crowned tang all the way around the handle here. You've got jimping on the back by the pinky and jimping up here by where the thumb goes. And this is to orient you to the edge, show you that the edge is on the opposite side of the thumb. But I couldn't stand having such a beautiful, and I have to say perfectly designed dagger in a single edge. It just stuck in my craw. So I had to send this off and have this done. Kyle Kunle did a beautiful job on this. You can find him on Instagram. You can find his sharpening service on Instagram. And who knows, maybe you can have that done to yours. One thing I want to mention, another great guy in the knife world, Peterbilt Knife Guy, tested this one in all manners, just abused the hell out of it. His was a single edge, and it did really, really well. So it is not only a beautiful knife, it is not only a great self-defense design, but it's super incredibly robust. The heat treat on this is really well done, and the geometry is such that it powered through all manner of material that a dagger has no business going through. So this is a knife you could have a lot of confidence in. This one, I must say, has not gotten much carry in the way of being out and about. This has been a great around the house in gym shorts or around the house in PJs sort of knife. I'm never unarmed. I mean, whether I'm in my house, and it's the only time I take a knife off is when I get into bed. And then it's right there on the bedstand next to several other options. But this is really a great knife. This has spent a lot of time in my gym shorts while I'm just hanging out around the house. So it's nice and light, nice and thin, double-edged. Even if you don't get yours double-edged, it's a great, great knife. Great for piercing, obviously, but also has a wonderful edge for slashing and cutting. So this is my Civivi Perfrico in the perfected version, double-edged. Great sheath also. Some people I know don't like the scallops on the side of the sheath. I think it's really cool. I like the way it looks. It's a looks thing. And then I have a cheapo sort of DCC style clip, and then this Ranger band, because the holes didn't line up to put two screws through. So that Ranger band keeps the clip in place, also keeps it in place within my waistband. Next up, one of two pocket carry fixed blades in this list has been getting a lot of carry this summer, and that is, yes, the Fisher Blades Beckwith Covert. This is not an EDC knife. This is not designed as an EDC blade. This is designed as an EDD blade, everyday defensive blade. Of course, it's got an incredible blade design, edge geometry, and two great points, the main point and the secondary point. So this is an outstanding EDC knife, but it's definitely not designed as such and not marketed as such. But in any case, it does work great for all manner of cutting chores. This one is designed so that that thumb ramp, inspired by the Delica, and the arc in the spine of the handle push the blade down and put the point in a center line, so it's aligned with the screws in the handle straight down the center, and then it gives a downward raking angle to that straight edge right here. So you get a lot of material bunching up in this area, much like a recurve, and it just splits it through that secondary tip. So this is great for deep pressure cutting. I mean, slashing, yes, but this is really great for really pushing through material, whether it's in a cutting motion or a thrusting motion. This knife has gotten so much testing under its belt from Chaz Fisher and his brother John, who are the makers here. Tested on pig carcasses and such, through leather jackets and the whole 9 yards, and it's just a great knife for everyday defensive purposes. It's also nice and light, drops easily in the pocket, and doesn't present too much handle, so that you can easily use this quillion on the pommel to draw it with your pinky or your middle finger, or if you have it set up for a reverse grip, or how I like to draw it in a pickall using the web of between my thumb and forefinger. It catches right on that quillion there and draws really easily. But the sheath is outstanding, and it also comes with a trainer. You can get this with a trainer and a different style sheath without the integral DCC clip. So you can run it samurai style in the waistband with the shock cord. So really, really great blade. They just can't. Oh, also, I'm sorry about the sheath. You can tighten this screw here for extra retention or to loosen the retention. So they thought of everything here. They just released the FS, which is a larger version of this. This is a 3¼ inch S35VN blade. What they just released is 4¼ inch. So basically brought it up by an inch, and it's a nice big knife. I've shown it here a couple of times. Not so big that you can't carry it EDC, but this is just what I've been finding this summer is really suiting my purposes. Drop it right in the shorts pocket, and it's nice and light, thin, good to go, but great utility and great self-defense capabilities. Heaven forbid it's ever needed. All right, next up, another one of my design, and made by Hogue Knives. This is half my design. This is Matt Chase's handle design, first appearing on the EDC Tonto, and then appearing on several other of his knives, and the Nova 1, my first design collaboration with Hogue Knives with the Bowie. But this is the Kiridashi version, the Nova 2. This has been getting a lot of carry this summer. I think it's the white handle. I really love the look of this ivory G10. This is also set up for reverse grip draw on the sheath. So I like to carry it right up front on my belt, right near my belt buckle, and draw it out in reverse grip. Again, if I need it for the purposes I usually need it for, like cutting open a box or something, I just turn it around. But I like to train myself to retrieve my fixed blade knives that I carry for self-defense in a reverse grip. This one is 154 cm blade steel, a little bit longer in the, it's a nearly 4-inch blade, a little bit longer than the Nova 1. And this one, like I said, 154 cm, deeply hollow ground blade, super sharp, incredibly acute point. That Matt Chase, man, he can really grind a knife. So he does this style knife. He has a series of knives that are water jetted blanks that he sharpens, puts the bevel in and sharpens. But he's also an incredible forger of knives, and I'll have you know he's working on something for me right now that I cannot wait to show off. He just showed me a progress picture this past weekend, and I'm very excited. This one is in a gray sheath, and I used this just sort of in the waistband loop, and it just carries perfectly. That's the Hogue Knives Nova 1. Next up, this was a Blade Show acquisition. I have it. I normally carry this in the waistband at the 3 o'clock, but I set this up to try and carry it like this. I carried it once like this in the pocket with a shirt covering the handle, and it worked well. I might try it again, but I'll probably end up putting it back in the waistband. But this is the Brock blade, so this is made by Ken Brock, a really talented knife maker. He's been around for a while, and it was really great to meet him in person. He's been on the show, and I've been following him for a long time, and I just love his knives. But this one is a design collaboration with Joe Watson. This is Joe Watson's Magni XL design. And so when I was perusing the Brock Blades table, knowing immediately I got to get something from Ken, this one really just, I was going for a different recurve at first, and then I spotted this one, and it just knocked my socks off. I love Joe Watson's knives as well as Ken, and it was perfect to get a knife made by two different people that have been on this show. It's kind of a collection. I don't want to say requirement, a collection vector for me. I want as many knives as I can get from people I've interviewed, and this knocks two of those people out, and it is perfect for daily carry because it's nice and thin. This is 3V blade steel, so it's super tough, and it's just so easy to carry. A nicely sized 4.5-inch blade, great grip, really excellent profile for the handle. You've got a bit of a bird's beak here. You've got a palm swell down here, and then this nice sort of rock pattern gives great place for purchase in the hands. I love that recurve, and the swedge is so thin. If I wanted to, I wouldn't do this myself, but I could have someone sharpen right through that. I guess I would send it to Ken Brock to have him sharpen that. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't know why. Ordinarily, that would be my instinct, but I just kind of like it the way it is. So I'll probably leave it like this. But this one has been getting a lot of carry this summer due to how thin and light it is. Beautiful, beautiful knife. Awesome sheath where you can get your entire hand. I know the DCC clip here is in the way, but normally it's pushed down to this grommet, and you can grab the full blade while it's in the sheath. I'm sorry, the full handle while it's in the sheath. So it makes for a great deploying knife. Next up, this is an old one. One I've had around for a long time, but this always gets a lot of play in the summer for the same reasons that Ken Brock knife does. This is the Kramer Customs Voodoo. And this one, you can also grab the full handle before you even pull it out, but it's nice and thin. I believe this is S35VN. I don't know. It's been a long time and it's not marked, but just a gorgeous blade design. He calls it Mr. Kramer calls it a Persian. I call it a Bowie. I had him sharpen the swedge for me. Nice hollow ground blade, super thin in the handle and everywhere else. It carries so nicely. Again, I have it set up for in the waistband, 3 o'clock and reverse grip draw. You can see how much this has been carried from that patina. This is the skin side. This also rides nicely right against the skin. Don't need a t-shirt in the middle there because it's pretty smooth. It's got some texture to it on that canvas micarta, but pretty smooth, and so it doesn't hassle that tender spare tire skin. Beautiful knife. Kramer Custom Knives. He's been doing a lot of beautiful Mac V SOG style knives, so go check him out on Instagram. Kramer Custom Knives. Next up, this is another pocket carry knife. And like the Civivi Perfrico, this is bigger than most of what I've been carrying, but this rides just so well in the pockets. And I find this better in khakis or jeans pockets. But this is the Armis Knife and Tool VSK. VSK stands for Very Sharp Knife. VSK1, this is 80 CRV2, and just a super sharp, pointy triangular blade. I really love this. It's got the double finger partitions, which I normally don't go for, but in this case, it's very, very comfortable. I think it's because it's not two scoops. It's a scoop here and a straight, and it just fits the hand really, really nicely. Again, you've got that extended sort of bird's beak or hook for easy draw, especially in reverse grip. Well, actually, reverse grip or with the pinky on a regular draw and a saber grip. This one was introduced to me by Dave of OG Blade Reviews. I'm so glad he pointed me in the direction of Armis Knife and Tool. Michael Grasso is a great dude, and he's just killing it. He does a lot of great videos showing off his process, and he makes this knife and a number of other knives. Plus, he makes a sheath, a universal sheath for pairing knives. So you can pack just the sheath, show up somewhere via air travel, go to the nearest grocery store, pick up a pairing knife, and it fits right in the sheath. So he does a lot of cool stuff, not only with knives, but with sheaths. So this is the VSK1 from Armis Knife and Tool. And by the way, this ambidextrous sheath is just perfect. It's perfect. And I love the topographical G10. See, either way. All right, next up is from Gross Motor Gear. Now I have two of these. This is the Mimushi. I also have the Mimushi Mini, which arguably gets more carry than the Mimushi full size. But I wanted to show you this one just because it's bigger. This one is, again, we've got a beautiful Tsukamaki wrap from a very, very talented maker here, Josh Old. And here we can see it's jute twine wrapped first. There's no ray skin there. It's a twine. Or I'm sure that's a hemp twine, actually. And then over it, we have that Tsukamaki wrap. We have a Manuki in there that's in the shape of an asp or some sort of a snake. That's what a Mimushi is. It's a poisonous snake. Very, very comfortable in hand, not only in that reverse grip, which you expect from a TKell style knife, but also just in standard grip, just like this. This is this is 80 CRV2. Again, really nicely ground, super sharp. It's got that awesome coating on it or treatment on it to keep it from corrosion, because this will be worn most frequently close to the skin, and we know what sweat can do to steel, even stainless. Super sharp and just really, really purpose-driven for that TKell style self-defense way of using a knife. All right, great sheath too, which has loosened up. When I first got my Mimushi and my Mimushi Mini, the sheaths were almost too stiff. And I was talking to Mr. Old about that, and he said, yeah, that's on purpose, because this is one of those knives you don't want popping out accidentally. You might get in a scuffle, it might be on you, but it might not be a knife fight. It might not rise to the occasion of self-defense with an edged weapon, and you don't want it falling out and becoming another aspect of the fight that was unexpected. All right, second to last here is the awesome low vis from Regiment Blades and Al Salviti. This one I love because of how you carry it. This is the only one this summer that has been getting appendix carry, and it's because of that extreme curve. That pistol grip just kind of curves up under my belly. What can I say? It comes up and curves over to the right, and it's very comfortable to carry in the waistband at that appendix position. This one has a nice dagger style blade with a very thin swedge, which could easily, again, be sharpened with a grinder. Al Salviti specialized in well, he was a bouncer for a long time. Martial arts, he taught edged weapons, teaches edged weapons to a lot of tier 1 guys. And one thing that he really likes about this design, and that he designed, one reason he designed it this way is to take advantage of his punching skills, and anyone's punching skills. You need very little training to bring this thing to bear. You just kind of make a fist and punch with it. But it's also excellent in reverse grip. Actually, 2 fingers in that hole work pretty nicely, as do 1 finger. And so you can get a nice swiping or slashing with it as well as a punch. That's something I like about it, is that if you're slashing with it, it's almost like having a kukri in your hand because of the angle of the blade. Instead of having a straight blade coming out the top of your hand, you have a straight blade coming out the side of your hand. So again, punching and then accelerated cutting when slashing. This is the other production knife I told you about. This is an 8CR 14 MOV steel, and you might sniff and look down your nose at 8CR blade steel, but let's face it, you're not using this to baton wood. You could use this as a carving knife or whatever. We've become very spoiled with our super hard steels. 8CR works just great. And for the self-defense purposes, it's more than adequate. A great plastic sheath, molded sheath, and DCC style pocket clip. That's the Regiment Blades Low Vis. All right, last up, this has been getting a lot of carry this summer, and sometimes it gets appendix. That's how it's set up right now. But that's because this handle is nice and curved. This is the Gunfighter from Gunfighter Customs, designed by Michael Elliott, who is one of the members of this outfit, along with Jared Franklin, the owner and proprietor of this company. But this design is so gorgeous. It's sort of based on the clinch pick, but it's an improvement or a modification, we'll say an enhancement, in that it's got room for your thumb here and room for your thumb here, as opposed to the clinch pick where the blade starts right here. This is a little less compact, so there are trade-ins when you do that. But for me, this is a perfected version of that style of knife. That egg-shaped handle nestles in the hand really, really nicely, and doesn't give you anything extra on the backside to get snagged on. No punyo to get leveraged out of your hand. And this one has 2 edges. So a nice double-edged blade here with that downward angle allows you to slash with and deep cut, pressure cut with great effect. And then it also gives you a return cut on the backside. Also works well in reverse grip. Pardon me. You can use this as a Pikal style and you use it for trapping and that kind of thing. Really nice 80 CRV2 chisel ground blade. I love chisel grinds. They are extra sharp, and this one is no exception. You got a micarta handle here, and very, very much worth looking into Gunfighter Customs. Not only do they have their own designs like this one that they make, but if you have your own design, that is something you would like to see in person and to have made for you and for your usage, they will make your design. So go check out Gunfighter Customs. All right, thanks for watching this most carried self-defense fixed blade knives edition of the Knife Junkie podcast. It's been a pleasure. I do appreciate it. Drop in the comments below, do you carry a fixed blade knife for self-defense or just for EDC? Let me know. Coming up this Sunday on episode 612, if you're listening to this when it drops, Cash Haggard of Revenant Corps, who specializes in G10 knives and other sorts of non-permissive environment defensive tools. So do check it out. It's an awesome conversation, very interesting guy, and a very cool product. All right, thanks for watching the Knife Junkie podcast. For Jim, working his magic behind the switcher, I'm Bob DeMarco saying, until next time, don't take dull for an answer.
Thanks for listening to the Knife Junkie podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and review at reviewthepodcast.com. For show notes for today's episode, additional resources, and to listen to past episodes, visit our website, theknifejunkie.com. You can also watch our latest videos on YouTube at theknifejunkie.com/YouTube.